What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope we're all doing fine. And today we're gonna continue with the second part of Lickpenny Lover. So let's do this. So, after a few friendly and well-received remarks on general subjects, he laid his card by her hand on the counter. "Will you please pardon me," he said, "if I seem too bold, but I earnestly hope you will allow me the pleasure of seeing you again. There is my name. I assure you that is with the greatest respect that I ask the favor of becoming one of your fair acquaintances. May I not hope for the privilege? Must see new men, especially men who buy clothes." Without hesitation, she looked him frankly and smilingly in the eyes and said, "Sure, I guess you're all right. I don't usually go out with strange gentlemen, though. It ain't quite ladylike." Ladylike. When should you want to see me again? "As soon as I may," said Carter. "If you would allow me to call at your home, I..." Marcella laughed musically. "Oh, you know," she said emphatically. "If you could see me, if you could see our flat once. There's 5 of us in 3 rooms. I'd just like to see my face if I was to bring a gentleman friend there." "Anywhere, then," said the enamored Carter. "That will be convenient to you. Say," suggested Mazzy, with a bright idea look in her pitch-blue face, "I guess Thursday night will about suit me. Suppose you come to the corner of 18th Avenue and 48th Street at 7:30. I live right near the corner, but I've got to be back home by 11. Ma never lets me stay out after 11. Carter promised gratefully to keep the trust, and then hastened to his mother, who was looking about for him to ratify her purchase of a bronze Diana. A salesgirl with small eyes and an obtuse nose strolled near Maisie with a friendly leer. "Did you make ahead with his knobs, Maisie?" she asked familiarly. "The gentleman asked permission to call," answered Maisie, with the grand air, as she slipped Carter's card into the bosom of her waist. "Permission to call?" echoed small eyes with a snigger. "Did he say anything about dinner in the Waldorf and spin in his auto afterward?" "Oh, cheese it," said Mazzy wearily. "You've been used to swell things, I don't think. You've had a swelled head. Ever seen that hose cart driver took you out to a chop suey joint?" "No, he never mentioned the Waldorf, but there is a Fifth Avenue address on his card, and if he buys This supper you can bet your life there won't be no pigtail on the waiter that takes the order. As Carter glided away from the biggest store with his mother in his electric runabout, he bit his lip with a dull pain at his heart. He knew that love had come to him for the first time in all the 29 years for his life, and that the object of it should make so readily an appointment with him at a street corner through it was a step towards his desires. Tortured him with misgivings. Carter didn't know the shop girl. He did not know that her home is often either a scarcely habitable tiny room or a domicile filled to overflowing with kith and kin. The street corner is her parlor. The park in her drawing room, the avenue is her garden walk. Yet, for the most part, she is an inviolate mistress, mistress of herself. In Damas is my lady inside her tapestryed chamber. One evening at dusk, 2 weeks after their first meeting, Carter and Maisie strolled arm in arm into a little dimly lit park. They found a bench, tree-shadowed and secluded, and sat there, secluded. For the first time, his arm stole gently around her. Her golden rose head slid restfully against his shoulder. "Gee," sighed Maisie thankfully. "Why didn't you ever think of that before?" "Maisie," said Carter earnestly, "you surely know that I love you. I ask you sincerely to marry me. You know me well enough by this time to have no doubts of me. I want you and I must have you. I care nothing for the difference in our stations." "What is the difference?" "Obviously," asked Maisie curiously. "Well, there isn't any," said Carter quickly, "except in the minds of foolish people. It's in my power to give you a life of luxury. My social position is beyond this dispute, and my means are ample. "They all say that," remarked Maisie. "It's the kid they all give you. I suppose you're really working it. Delicatessen, or follow the races. I ain't as green as I look. I can furnish you all the proofs you want," said Carter gently. "And I want you, Maisie. I loved you the first day I saw you." "They all do," said Maisie with an amused laugh to hear them talk. "If I could meet a man that got stuck on me the third time he'd seen me, I think I'd get mashed on him." "Please don't say such things," pleaded Carter. "Listen to me, dear. Ever since I first looked into your eyes, you have been the only woman in the world for me. Oh, ain't you the kidder?" smiled Maisie. "How many other girls did you ever tell that?" But Carter persisted. And at a laugh, he reached the flimsy, fluttering little soul of the shop girl that existed somewhere deep down in her lovely bosom. His words penetrated the heart, whose very lightness was its safest armor. She looked up at him with eyes that saw, and a warm glow visited her cool cheeks. Tremblingly, 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 awfully, her mouth wings closed, and she seemed about to settle upon the flower of love. Some faint glimmer of life and its possibilities of the other side of her glove counter dawned upon her. Carter felt the change and crowded the opportunity. "Marry me, Maisie," he whispered softly, "and we'll go away from this ugly city to beautiful ones. We will forget work and business, and life will be one long holiday. I know where I should take you. I have been there often. Just think of a shore where summer is eternal, where the waves are always rippling on the lovely beach, and the people are happy and free as children. We will sail to those shores and remain there as long as you please. In one of those faraway cities, there are grand and lovely places and towers full of beautiful pictures and statues. The streets of the city are water, and other travels about it." "I know," said Maisie, sitting up suddenly. "Gondolas." "Yes," smiled Carter. "I thought so," said Maisie. "And then," continued Carter, "we'll travel on and see whatever we wish in the world. After the European cities, we will visit India and the ancient cities there, and ride on elephants and see the wonderful temples of the Hindus and Brahmins, and the Japanese gardens, and the camel trains and chariot races in Persia, and all the queer sights of foreign countries. Don't you think you would like it, Maisie?" Maisie rose to her feet. "I think we had better be going home," she said coolly. "It's getting late." Carter humored her. He had come to know her worrying, thistle down moods, and that it was useless to combat them. But he felt a certain happy triumph he had held for a moment, though but by a silken thread, the soul of his wild psyche and hope was stronger watch within him. Once she had folded her wings, and her cool hand had closed about his own. At the biggest store the next day, Maisie's chum, Lulu, waylaid her in the angle of the counter. "How are you and your swell friend making it?" she asked. "Oh, him?" said Maisie, patting her side curls. Patting. "He ain't in it anymore. He ain't in it anymore. Say, Lou, what do you think that fellow wanted me to do? Go on the stage?" gasped Lily breathlessly. "Ned. He's too cheap a guy for that. He wanted me to marry him and go down to Coney Island for a wedding tour. Haha. Alright. Thank you guys for listening to the last part of this great story today. We're gonna continue tomorrow. Thank you for joining. Bye.